Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I've always taken away a greater appreciation and had a greater appreciation for Kylie Control's work because she's felt connected to everything she's ever been a part of because of each and every one of you. She's really had this emotional side that she's really trying to bring out, and I think we've heard it, we've seen it so much in her music that I've taken away a greater appreciation for every single time that I've ever had the chance to review her music. And coming up in 2026, we will celebrate the release of Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, which I know many of you are really excited about. Your emotions are running wild and they're at an all-time high, and I want you guys to know that you are forever and always welcome to subscribe here to this YouTube channel because I've always taken away a greater appreciation for the work ethic that's gone behind Descendants and Zombies, because we've all taken away something special from these franchises and their stories. The beautiful stories of Zed and Addison, the beautiful stories of Red and Chloe, and even Mal and Evie from the past. We've all had a favorite character that's represented our lives, and we've all felt a part of and truly connected to because of Descendants and Zombies. I had the honor of not only reviewing Descendants and Zombies, but I've had the honor of meeting thousands of people who have truly felt connected to the music, to the story, to the characters. It's really been a beautiful experience for me and certainly life-changing because I not only had the chance to talk about Descendants and Zombies, I had the honor of meeting each and every one of you and celebrating it with each and every one of you because of how you felt differently. Not every Descendants and Zombies fan feels the same. Everybody feels differently or connected to a certain character or storyline that we couldn't help but fall in love with. And the storyline that I really appreciated was the storyline of Zed and Addison because of how they were trying to find acceptance, not only just because of how Zed may have felt, but also because of how Addison may have felt. There are so many beautiful storylines that have represented us as fans of Descendants and Zombies that we've truly felt connected to and felt a part of, and I couldn't have felt more honored to have had the chance to meet all of you who have subscribed forever to this YouTube channel because you've obviously saw something special in everything that I had to say and share with you about being a fan of Descendants and Zombies. But the most thing that I want to say on these videos are thank you for the appreciation that you've shown for every video and how I felt about Descendants and Zombies, because just like each and every one of you, I felt connected to something special, and I had the honor of sharing with you my story about how I discovered the power behind Zed and Addison's love story, or the story of Red and Chloe, which truly became something special and metamorphosized the entire Descendants franchise. There are so many characters in the Descendants franchise that I'm looking forward to have you guys to have the chance to meet, like Pink, who is played by Leomani Segura, and the exemplification of sisterhood really coming to the forefront in Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland. Pink may just be one of the many consequences of time travel, but it's going to be a very significant consequence of time travel because the value of sisterhood and really family and how you have to appreciate them are really going to be emphasized on in Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, especially with all these new storylines and all these new characters, with characters coming into this franchise from Princess and the Frog and Encanto, which are characters that I'm really excited to meet. Over the years, I've been really excited to meet a lot of Disney's characters, like characters from Frozen, Elsa and Anna and Olaf, and of course Big Hero 6. Hero was a huge character for me because I saw something special in the Big Hero 6 characters. And I think that Disney is really coming into the forefront with new animation and new concepts all the time. We have this new movie coming out called Hoppers on March 6th, and it emphasizes on the infancy of, AI and how animals really have a greater appreciation in our lives. And I think this is something to really look forward to, the new animation concepts from Disney and just how Disney is always and forever changing. Over the years, I've had the chance to be a part of so many incredible concepts that Disney has promoted, from Frozen to High School Musical to Hannah Montana. I will never forget how much Hannah Montana was celebrated by millions of people and how people were so excited over 18 and a half years ago to attend the Best of Both Worlds concert experience featuring both Hannah Montana and Miley Cyrus as she lived a double life. It was very difficult for stars years ago to play a double character and play a double life. I know Dove Cameron tried her hand with the Liv and Maddie TV series, and she did such a fantastic job bringing both Liv and Maddie to life. And if there ever was a fan of Liv and Maddie who took away a greater appreciation from that TV series, which was really sketched to be bits and pieces, it was this guy. I thought Dove Cameron was a beautiful girl. I thought she was overflowing with talent. I thought that she was someone to be really appreciative of. And then came Kylie Contrell. And what she did for the character Red was beyond my expectations. And she certainly went on to exceed all my expectations as a reviewer. Because there are a lot of reviewers out there that really don't put into perspective just how much Descendants and Zombies has meant to thousands of people. They've never cared who played the characters. They just wanted to see these characters come to life. So having the chance to see Kylie Contrell do what she did for a character like Red, who was often misunderstood, was an incredible experience for every fan of Descendants and Zombies who had taken something special away from its original trilogy, and the characters that had forever and always held a very special place in each and every one of our hearts. We miss the original cast, that is truly undeniable, and we take ourselves up on so many opportunities to relive and re-experience these characters for their stories, who had no backstory whatsoever. Characters like Evie, who just kind of showed up as the evil queen's daughter, who felt very misunderstood, who was also trying to find her place in Ordon after coming over from the Isle of the Lost. The barrier had been closed for forever, and once it became open, we became introduced to very beautiful stories that had represented by characters like Mal and Evie, and we couldn't help but fall in love with them. In July of 2015, I fell in love with the Descendants franchise, and I've been a fan of the Descendants franchise for forever. July 31st, 2015 will be a year that I will never ever forget, because it was the first time ever I had the chance to sit down and review Descendants and Zombies and help you guys make sense of it. And to be honest with you guys, the very first Halloween that I ever saw a girl show up at my door dressed up as a Descendants character because she loved them so much, it gave me a lot of incentive, and it gave me a lot of inspiration, because girls were telling me to create videos on who and what they loved, and many years later, they've gotten what they wanted. I have no idea where those girls are out there in the world tonight. They're probably watching these videos like each and every one of you, but I've always wanted them to know that they gave me a great deal of inspiration to create so many wonderful videos for so many wonderful people who felt inspired by music, who felt inspired by a story, and who had felt a part of it. Because the one thing that I wanted to be a part of when it came to Descendants and Zombies was to feel a part of something special, and I had the chance to be a part of that because of each and every one of you. I had the chance to offer you and give something special back to the Descendants and Zombies community, who had welcomed me in to their niche and who had allowed me to be a part of something so special. It is very rare that you will hear a guy telling you how he truly feels about Descendants and Zombies and how he's often felt connected to something special, but you guys have made me feel connected to something special and have allowed me to be a part of something special as your voice of Descendants and Zombies. And as I continue to represent thousands of people as their voice of Descendants and Zombies, I just want to do the best job that I possibly could, because there are so many people who would just upload one Descendants and Zombies video, and that's all you'll get from them, is one Descendants and Zombies video, trying to encourage you to subscribe, to offer your insights and predictions on Descendants and Zombies as we make our way into the year of 2026, and we are so excited about Descendants 5 Book Wonderland. I wish more YouTube content creators would realize just how excited a 7-year-old girl is about Descendants and Zombies, but they never seem to comprehend just how much Descendants and Zombies has meant to thousands of people. And it's never just one age demographic that loves Descendants and Zombies with all their heart. It's thousands of people between the ages of 7 years old, 17 years old. There are people up as high as 25 years old who watch Descendants and Zombies. I know this for a fact because there are people who subscribe here to this YouTube channel every day, and they love Descendants and Zombies with all their heart. So as a YouTube content creator, you just have to give them back what they love and understand what they love and understand them for what they love, which sometimes is very difficult for a lot of content creators to do, because they just sit there and they talk about Descendants and Zombies. They never take the time to truly appreciate their audience. And I think that's why everybody has felt so connected to this YouTube channel, because I take the time more often than I ever give myself credit for loving you guys for who you are as people and understanding who your favorite characters may be, for the color schemes, for the plot of the characters, and how they bring them to life, like at the Worlds Collide Tour. Coming up on February 19th, Disney Plus will have a special concert retrospective of the Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide Tour, and I know everybody is really excited about it. They're trying to find out what they can about it. Details are very limited about this at this moment, but as soon as I have more information, I will pass it along for you. And coming up on Monday, we will celebrate the 8th anniversary. This is what this is going to be and what we're building up to. The 8th anniversary of Zombies, which of course premiered on February 16th, 2018. On that night, where were you at? I was coming off a very depressing Valentine's Day, and I was feeling really down on my luck. And then zombies just happened for me from out of nowhere. And you guys, somehow or some way, became a part of my life after you welcomed me into this niche. And the one thing that I wanted to do was help everybody, whoever may have been a fan of this one, who couldn't make sense of what was happening around them because of how critics were trying to make them feel. I just wanted to be a part of something special, and I wanted to make you guys feel as if you were immersed in the Descendants of Zombies franchises. Now, you may have become immersed because of the Worlds Collide tour, or the premiere of Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampire, seeing all these new beautiful characters by Malachi Burton and Freya Sky portrayed. But I wanted to make you feel as if you were a part of something special more than anybody else had ever in terms of a YouTube content creator, and I've had the time of my life. I feel like I've been walking through the forests of Ordon for forever, and I haven't looked back or had no regrets, because even with how many fans of Descendants and Zombies I've already met, I still have the honor of meeting thousands of people that I look forward to meeting in that very foreseeable future, because there's so much to be excited about. We had the premiere of the concert documentary of the Worlds Collide Tour happening on Disney Plus on February 19th. We had the premiere of Descendants 5 Book 109 happening sometime between now and July of 2026. And I know how excited everybody is. And I think that for every single person who's ever had something to be excited about that pertains to Descendants and Zombies, we should give them something to be excited about. The new music, the new characters. Because one character that I'm really excited to meet is Liamani Segura, because we've never seen her work contributed to Descendants of Zombies ever before. So we've seen the work of Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker, and let's see how that applies to all these new characters and what kind of storylines will be created. I have never felt more excited to be a part of and to share in these storylines with thousands of people, because the one thing that you often have to appreciate is just how emotional these stars are, like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker have been, and how close-knit they are, because they are the best of friends. And the one thing that I've always appreciated about them is that they are the best of friends, and they've never left each other's side. They've never quit on each other. They've always been incredibly supportive of each other and been there for each other every step of the way. Because one thing that I've often said here on this YouTube channel and been quoted in saying is that I never seem to see enough kind people in this lifetime. But since becoming a part of this niche, the one thing that's forever and always remained evident to me is just how incredibly kind and how forever supportive you guys have been of me. Because I was just a crazy guy who was pretty much a video gamer who used to stream video games on his YouTube channel, and then I went from being a video gamer to a Disney reviewer. And eventually I became a part of the Descendants of Zombies niche. Because to be honest with each and every one of you, if I could let you in a little secret, I have never wanted this story to end. I have never wanted any niches that I've ever had the chance to be a part of to see their dramatic conclusions. I remember when Hannah Montana had this emotional farewell and she performed her final song of the Hannah Montana series on January 11th, 2011. I never forgot that emotional time in everybody's life because they never wanted to say goodbye to Hannah Montana. And at that point, I never thought that anything would be as powerful or have such a powerful impact on each and every one of our lives as Miley Cyrus as the Hannah Montana character would go on to have. And now 25 years later, I'm sitting here so excited, and I have never felt more honored to be a part of a niche that has captivated thousands, if not millions of people. Because millions of people have taken something special away from Descendants and Zombies, regardless if that's a favorite song or a favorite moment in the movies. We've all become defined as a Descendants and Zombies fan for whatever we felt passionate about, drawing our favorite Descendants characters, collecting Descendants and Zombies dolls, or wearing our favorite Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide Tour hoodie, or our favorite Freya Sky hoodie that we've probably never ever taken off. To be honest with you guys, I know that a lot of people have reviewed the Descendants and Zombies merch very critically, and they've never really wanted to give it much of a chance. But if there ever was something that I wanted to give much of a chance to, it would be the Descendants and Zombies merch, or the Descendants and Zombies dolls, because they look so beautiful. And the characters that have been inspirations for these dolls and these characters are truly nothing short of phenomenal, because I saw the emotional breakdowns of people like Freya and Meg and Kylie when they unboxed their doll for the first time ever. And I know there's the aspect of show, and of course they have to feel that way, and that's how Disney expects their stars to feel, putting off a perfect image for each and every one of you. But behind the camera, there's an everyday person that is just like each and every one of us, that is far more relatable than ever before. Like last night, I was watching some videos of Kylie Control sharing with you her music, and she was so excited to premiere the song 99. Many of you remember that from Kylie Control's debut EP, which was released in 2024. It was called Boy. And I remember how appreciative she was of these moments and having the chance to share in these moments with each and every one of you. And the one thing that I took away from it was how Kylie Control felt about men. That's pretty much what the EP was released for, with the sole purpose to let you know how she was feeling about men, how men may have treated her. Because, to be honest with you guys, I felt as if Kylie Control was never treated fairly by any guy that was ever a part of her life. Because the guy had ultimately went on to mean so much to Kylie Control, but she had never meant that much to a guy who she had been involved in a relationship with. And the one thing that I couldn't help but do was feel for Kylie Control, because I wanted Kylie Control to know that she had never done anything wrong. And the one thing that I was very vocal about were how some of these Descendant stars, not just Kylie, but even Dove and Sophia, how they had been treated. Either they were going through bullying or people were making them feel a certain way, which was totally unnecessary. Because the thing is, they have contributed so beautifully to franchises like Descendants and Zombies. And if there ever were people who deserved to be given more of a chance, I've always felt that those people deserved to be Kylie Control, Amelia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner. There was always something with this trio. They were almost like the three Musketeers. Of course, Donald, Goofy, and Mickey. They always fit perfectly together. And the thing was, I could never seem to get enough of these friendships, and I was always and forever supportive of these friendships, because many of us have this one friend who always and forever stays by our side, who never seems to go away. And oftentimes, we never seem to really appreciate our friendships that come into our lives without any explanation ever having been offered. But when you really sit back and put it into perspective, you will realize that that one friend is all you've ever needed. Like how Ella was Ruby Rose Turner, Bridget's character's only friend in the movie Descendants. Why do you think she was her only friend? Because she realized at the point that she got to in that movie that the only friend she ever needed was Ella. Now, eventually, she will become friends with, of course, Red and Chloe, but her one friend that meant more than anything else in the world to her was always and forever Ella, because of just how much that friendship had gone to mean to her throughout the course of this movie. And Ruby is always one character who I've always believed this time in the Descendants franchise was very short-lived. I think that there's always been a favorite character that we've defined ourselves through, that we've always had and carried with us, and has forever and always held a very special place in our hearts. And undeniably, my favorite character in the Descendants franchise will forever be Ruby, and to be honest with you guys, I will forever miss her moving forward, because even with how many new characters we have coming into the Descendants franchise, I can't help but be saddened over the fact that Ruby parted ways with the franchise. Now, I know it has a lot to do with more projects that Ruby has going on, like Almost Popular, Fuller House, and Eden. She's got everything happening for her, and I really do believe that more of a following could happen for Ruby Rose Turner, along with more opportunities because of how passionate she's been about wanting to play Disney princesses. Reportedly, there is a new Disney princess in the works over at Disney, so because there's a new Disney princess reportedly in the works, that could leave the door more widely open than ever before for people like Ruby and Freya to be the voice of these characters, because I remember how much rarity people like Jasmine and, of course, Aladdin had in the Aladdin series. Of course, Jafar has a sister called Avira, and I will talk more on that coming up in a new podcast I will throw up on my YouTube channel, because just last night I was watching a lot of retro Aladdin footage, and there are some concepts of Aladdin that you guys probably have never ever remembered, and I will bring you back to when Aladdin had achieved so much rarity in an upcoming podcast on my channel later on today, because I had the chance to experience every generation of Disney. And the point I'm trying to make is there are so many concepts of Disney that often have been forgotten about that could present new storylines for Descendants of Zombies. Like, for instance, in the 4 books that were released in the Alice in Wonderland series, there is a book that focuses on Alice's relationship with Jabberwockies, and given the Jabberwocky significance in the Descendants Wicked Wonderland movie, there could be, a movie that focuses just on Alice's relationship with Jabberwockies that could open up the door for a new chapter to be written. So, for those of you who have been led to believe that Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland is closing the door on many opportunities for Descendants of Zombies, and this could be the final Descendants of Zombies movie, I have never wanted to believe that. And if anything, I've wanted to hold on to this story of Descendants of Zombies and never let go of it. I've always had issues about how people have felt about Descendants of Zombies, wanting to say goodbye, and how they need to stop making Descendants of Zombies movies. I've heard and I've seen it all. You better believe me. And the one thing I've wanted to encourage to each and every one of you is that Descendants 5 Book Wonderland is anything but the final movie in the franchise. And if anything, it's giving us more hope to believe in something so special for the future of Descendants of Zombies, in a future that I couldn't help but be more excited to be a part of. Because I got to share in so many incredible moments in my past with each and every one of you, and I still have so many incredible moments to share them with you in my future, because you guys have allowed me to be a part of something special, and it's been the one thing that's forever and always remained constant with yours truly. And I will never forget any of you for how I had the chance to be a part of this incredible franchise and have forever and always been on this incredible journey that I know will forever and always hold a very special place in my heart, because we've become defined as Descendants and Zombies fans, and we've held on to these franchises, and we seemingly have never wanted to say goodbye. So why do we have to say goodbye? Why can't we just believe in a future that is forthcoming and undeniably going to happen for the Descendants and Zombies franchises? Point being, if you've ever believed in something special, I think Descendants and Zombies gives you a chance to believe in something special more than anything else in our lives. And I'm so excited to share in this upcoming summer with each and every one of you. The summer of 2026 is certainly shaping up to be a huge one for every fan of Descendants and Zombies. So if you've ever believed in Descendants and Zombies with all of your heart, then I think this YouTube channel could be the YouTube channel for you. Fans of Freya Sky, you're also more than welcome to hit my subscribe button, because there's a lot of conversations happening on this YouTube channel having everything to do with the celebration of the 8th anniversary of Zombies, how Freya Sky and Malachi Burton are taking over the lead roles in the Zombies franchise by the time Zombies 5 happens, and I'm so excited to share in these conversations with each and every one of you. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel of all time. I, of course, am your host, Jonathan Clarke, saying thank you so much for having watched this video.